Today we are going to look into how we can just integrate the Streamlit and the Streamlit-Chat with OpenAI, and how we can just show the graphs in the chat, and how we can just uh, in the sidebar we can just change the models as well as we can just look into the costs and all. So here we have just a basic general code. Let me just go through it, and I can explain you how am I doing the things, and how I am using the containers for keeping the things in a well format. So here, as you can see that I am just basically importing the OpenAI Streamlit chat, and the pandas for reading my files, and the matplotlib for plotting the charts in it, and the PIL for just calling the images here. So here in our directory, we have the plot.png where the plots are being created, and in the stream.py we have our the Python code in it. So first we are just setting our page configurations under this line. Okay, then we are just passing our API key. Then we have the code for uploading the files in this floor, and here we are just mentioning over the session variables in this one, just like the generated graph, past messages, model name, cost, total tokens, and the total cost in it. So in the sidebar, as I mentioned, that I'm just also providing the functionality of choosing the model. Either a user can switch to GPT 3.5 or the GPT 4. Okay, and we are just also showing the total cost of the conversation as we are just going through our conversations and the things. Here we have a one clear button if a user wants to just clear his chat history and just want to again start doing the things. Here I have a small function where whatever the response or whatever is the output I am getting from this prompt, I am just reading into this eval functions, and on the basis of that we are just taking the actions. So this is the most important part of this code, the prompt that I just developed for getting the plots from the chat GPT-1. So you can just check it out. I will just provide the link and you can just go through it. The most important thing is here I'm just passing the schema. In the schema we are basically providing them our details about our columns of the data frame. Now basically the full prompt is basically the combinations of the user query, the prompt, and the end prompt here, just like this. Then I'm just passing the completion parameters. Then I'm making the use of the OpenAI completion function for just passing our prompt as well as the parameters to it, and then I'm just collecting the response, and then this is the normal thing, just like this as usual. Now I am just mentioning about the containers, the ST containers. So basically containers are using when we just want to keep all of our variables or the session states in a single format, just like a Docker, where we are just keeping all of our things in a single container, by which they can just contact each other, or they can pass the variables in between them. So this session state, this response containers is the whole thing that is being responsible for keeping our things in a formatted way. As you can see that we have the past one, we have the generated one, and in the past one we are basically storing our chat history, and in the generated one whatever is the current response we are getting, we are stored it in the generated one. Then we have the start variable graph, which is responsible for showing the graph in the model, and then at the end at the footer we are just showing it. Now here in this code we just also address the basic problem of our chat history is shown in a upside down, the response first and the user input just below it. But here the user input is always at the top, and the response from the code are being shown at the below. Okay, so let me just run it, and let's see how it's performing. So here we can just pass our file on which we just want to perform the operations, and here as you can see that we have the two radio buttons, 3.5 and the 4. And as of now, since the total cost of the conversation is 0 because we didn't interact with it right now, So let me ask that give me the null values and the data set. So as usual, it just give us the code. Now, if I'm asking that a count plot for job column, let's see whether it's able to give us the graph or not. Yeah, it is giving us the perfect graph. Now let's see that will it be able to generate a scatter plot between the balance and the duration. So if I'm taking the scatter plot for balance and duration. So yeah, it's performing good. And here, as you can see, that as we are just going through the conversations, it is just adding the cost and showing us how what's the total cost of this conversation. So yeah, that's all from my side. I hope I just able to provide you something that you can use it in your projects. And yeah, thank you all.